Hello, PintSizeAnalyze here, and in this week's podcast episode, I'm going to be talking about the Seattle Mariners' recent 3-4 week where they fortunately won a series in Houston after kind of blowing the first game in a rare blown save by the bullpen. And they came back or actually not came back, but they won in a close game on Saturday and then on Sunday, and then before an unfortunate 3-1 series loss against the Minnesota Twins this recent week. They played earlier today, unfortunately lost 11-1, but I'm going to go back. So let's start on Friday, May 3rd, when they, at the start of this week, and we'll go through the pitch data and some other stuff, and we'll go by game on Savant. So, Friday, George Kirby unfortunately only went, I believe it was 88 pitches, and he was taken out, though, controversially after the 6th inning, but he has been dealing with a knee issue, so that was the reason why he unfortunately had to leave the game early, and also why he left the game in the 5th inning the other day, which will continue to be a story, and I'll continue to talk about that when I go over his most recent start. So Trent Thornton came in after, and then there was an uncharacteristic, let me see the exact number, an uncharacteristic, where is it? There were 5 walks given up by Mariners pitching, including 3 by Gabe Spire, and I believe he's only given up 5 walks this whole year, and so 3 of them were in that outing. He only pitched a third of an inning. Trent Thornton only pitched a third of an inning as well, and then Cody Bolton finished up the inning. So unfortunately, they had 2 pitching changes and 3 pitchers in an inning, which is kind of like a telltale sign of just a disastrous inning. And they ended up giving up 4 runs in that inning, unfortunately, and they ended up losing the game. Then the next day, on Saturday, that would have been May 4th, they won 5-0, shutout. I guess I said it was, that sounds pretty decisive, but if we go to the starting pitching, Logan Gilbert pitched 8 innings this day, giving up only 2 hits. Actually gave up 4 walks, which is kind of uncharacteristic for Gilbert. If we go to, I'll add another tab really quick of his Savant page. Yeah, so 63rd percentile in walks, but at 7.3%. But if we go back to 2023, that was 95th percent. So yeah, I feel like that's definitely 2022. Yeah. Okay. So it honestly could have been maybe a little bit of a outlier year for his walk percentage last year. And that's why the percentile was so high. But I feel like his command also has taken enough of a step forward to where I feel like from when he was like a rookie in his second season. But yeah, gave up four walks. That's kind of uncharacteristic for him, though. Had 6 strikeouts, 96 pitches, lowered his ERA to 1.69. And then, although he unfortunately had a disastrous start today, but we'll get into that. And then Taylor Salcedo pitched an inning, got the save. Actually, I believe that's an unsafe situation because they were leading by more than 4 runs. If we go to Sunday, though, Sunday was the game where the Mariners came back. They actually led initially, and then so they got out to it was a 3-0. No, never mind. Yeah, okay, I was like, Sunday the 5th. Oh, I didn't even click on the game. We're still... Okay, that's why. So the Mariners initially led 2-0, and then they led 3-0, and then they give up 2 runs on a Kyle Tucker home run, I believe it was, or John Singleton. I forgot the order, but it was Kyle Tucker homered or John Singleton homered, and then let's just go back. Oh, there we go. So Singleton, and then, Kyle Tucker homered first, and then Singleton homered, and that gave the Astros a 4-3 lead. And then, after that, the Mariners scored a run in the Yes, it was the top of the eighth, and then they ended up scoring a run in the top of the ninth off of Josh Hader in a save, not save situation, but the game was tied, and he gave up a home run to right-handed hitting Cal Raleigh. Cal Raleigh has taken a huge, huge step forward, which I'll get into as a left-handed hitter this year, or against left-handed pitching. He has kind of, throughout his career, been like kind of considerably better against right-handed pitching, but that's kind of okay because that's the prime majority of at bats he's going to get. So the primary, and it also is why he'll frequently more frequently get a day off against a lefty pitcher. So yeah, but it was really, really great. He also, and that was a 1-run home run. If we go to the player breakdown for this day, though, it was Bryce Miller who started this day. He went 6 innings pitched, giving up. Yeah, he gave up the 4 runs. He gave up the 2 home runs on back-to-back sweepers, which I have really, really been kind of impressed by his sweeper so far this year. But throwing it like in back-to-back innings in the same location to a left-handed hitter, it was hit out the first time. I mean, the first time to Kyle Tucker, it's like, okay, just honestly, just don't throw that pitch again. Like, that's not a great location. And unfortunately, that's kind of what happened to Singleton again, and that's when the home run. But really, those 2 pitches were like his only notable mistakes on the day. Just had 1 walk, the three strikeouts, lowered his season ERA to 2.61. But yeah. Actually, I'll get into it, but I believe that's Rojas. I believe that's when his OPS was at the highest. He's still been fantastic, though. And then on Monday, the Mariners lost. It was 1. The Mariners scored 1. The Twins scored 3. Castillo, really the only good starting pitching performance the Mariners got this series was on Monday against Castillo. He lowered his season ERA to 3.54. It's like solely in Castillo range now. He went 6.2 innings pitched, giving up 3 runs, 3 hits, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. 3 walks, kind of uncharacteristic from Castillo, but 7 strikeouts, pretty normal for him. 98 pitches. The Twins, also, I should mention, were just on a 12-game winning streak. I believe they've probably won, let me think about it now, they won 15 of their last 17 games, which is ridiculous. So yeah, they've kind of been on a heater. It sucks that the Mariners lost the series, but I honestly would have been happy with a split. I'm kind of disappointed with losing the series, but anyway, we'll get into that more. If we go to Mariners also had an opportunity with the bases loaded. But let's go to the pitch breakdown. Also, Castillo gave up a hit on like a perfectly located changeup, which is kind of frustrating because I know he's been like trying to work on getting his changeup back, but threw it 20 times, which is exciting. Threw it more than the sinker, which he's kind of been like fastball dominant pitcher recently. So it feels like he's definitely getting some kind of feel for the changeup back. Got 2 called strikes on it and 5 whiffs. That's 45% whiff percentage. That's great. And yeah, I would love it if Castillo is able to get his changeup back, because if he's able, and it is a field pitch, so there will be times where he might lose it, from inning to inning or start to start or year to year. But if he does have the feel for the changeup, it just adds another basically weapon to his arsenal, weapon to his repertoire. It'll be an out pitch for him, and he was kind of a changeup first, like Felix Hernandez, dominant changeup. Good arsenal rest. Obviously, 95 plus is what he's been at fastball velo mostly his entire career. But he had the wicked changeup like Felix, and that's what a lot of people were excited for. But he's kind of been a slider pitcher, slider fastballs, 2 fastballs pitcher since we got him. So yeah, it's exciting though that he's bringing back the changeup and hopefully has a feel for it again, because it would be a very, very helpful weapon in his arsenal. On Tuesday, the only game the Mariners won of the series, it was a very, very exciting game. Cal Raleigh hit a week ahead. Cal Raleigh hit a pinch hit grand slam to give the Mariners a lead. They unfortunately lost that lead, but then later took it back, scoring 3 runs in the top of the 9th, I believe it was. Yeah, top of the 9th. No, 4 runs actually in the top of the 9th. Yeah, that makes sense because it was 10-6, duh. And they ended up winning 10-6. If we go to who started that day. Hancock in his last start, he kind of got shelled. Hancock though was a fifth starter, and I believe that was really, really like the only outing where he like kind of got definitively shelled, because I think he got like kind of shelled in a few outings ago, but kind of gave us some length. He only went 4 innings this time though. Gave up 4 hits, 4 runs, all were earned, 2 walks, 0 strikeouts, and then a home run. Hancock, though, completely served his purpose. He's also since been optioned back to AAA, but yeah, shout out to Emerson Hancock. Perfect fifth starter. He'll probably be needed again at some point, unless Logan Evans takes him over, which I'll get into later. But yeah, so, and then, so it was Spire who went pitch 2/3 of an inning. He gave up the walk and the hit. Oh yeah, he has 6 walks in the year now. Because I was talking about that earlier. So, or 7, I mean. Is it 6? I'm not sure. Anyway, but he still had majority of that walks in the Houston outing. Austin Voth pitched an inning and a third, which is very, very helpful, on only 16 pitches. Tyson Miller pitched an inning. He gave up it was at that point 6-5, and then Taylor Saucedo gave up, Taylor Saucedo, I shouldn't say gave up because there's really, really unfortunate circumstances. Good thoughts to Sauce. He had a knee issue where he fell in the bag, or tripped over the bag, and then the game-tying runner was on third base, Max Kepler, who was all class. He, said he felt terrible because Sauce kind of just fell to the ground. Max Kepler, though, if you did not hear, was with a very, very classy statement saying, he kind of felt like a jerk in that situation. He didn't use that exact word, but he felt like a jerk in that situation. And so for scoring, he wanted his thoughts to be, it to be known that his thoughts were with Taylor Saucedo in that moment. But yeah, Saucedo, unfortunately, Saucedo, though, has since tweeted out that he is excited to be back. It was initially thought to be, it could have been like a torn ACL or, torn meniscus or something like that, MCL, patella tendon, anything like that. But unfortunately, it's looking like it's just a knee hyperextension, which is still obviously very painful, but the time of recovery is something more in the timetable of 4 to 6 weeks rather than, him being out for the rest of the season. So that's great news. Andres Munoz got the save after the Mariners went up 4 runs. And again, this was the only game that they won in the series. Cal Raleigh had that pinch hit home run. It had a launch angle of 35 degrees, 110 miles an hour off the bat, 110 exactly, and it went 445 feet up into the upper deck in Minnesota, like Nelson Cruz type territory. Mike Zunino, Cal has that. I don't know if he has Mike Zunino power, but like it's up there. He has some legit power. 35 degrees launch angle to get up in the like upper deck is just ridiculous. Mitch also had, I believe, a 39-degree launch angle home run earlier in that game. Yeah, 39. There it is. So yeah. And obviously a home run in 30 out of 30 stadiums. It was just a bomb instantly. Gone off the bat instantly. Knew it. And that was again as a lefty, or against facing a lefty as a righty hitter. And then Cal almost saved the day for the Mariners again yesterday. On Wednesday, he had what would have been a game-tying home run. It was just a 2-run double to put the Mariners 1 run back. They ended up losing the game, of course, but to put the Mariners 1 run back. And it would have been a home run if not for the wind, unfortunately. A game-tying home run. If we go to the box score yesterday, it was George Kirby who started. He only went 5 innings pitched. Only had 70 pitches. Again, probably a product of the knee issue. So he only went only gave up 4 hits, 4 runs. He gave up 3 solo home runs, which is not very common for Kirby. He's generally really, really limited the long ball. I believe it was the most home runs he's given up in a start since the Pittsburgh Pirates start last May 29th or like 27th, I believe, one of those days. And I was unfortunately there. But yeah, he gave up 3 home runs, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk. Season ERA up to 4.15, which is not great, but and again, the reason why he was out after 5 innings is because of the innings issue, or the knee issue. It is a legit issue. There's been debate about whether it's real or not. It is completely real. I cannot stress enough, team journalists have team beat writers they're not affiliated with the team, but beat writers for the team have no incentive to lie. It's the most ridiculous narrative I've ever seen on Twitter. Is that they're lying about, or Scott Service is lying about, the knee injury, and to cover for his like pulling out. That is completely not true. If you believe that, it's just wrong. And the beat writers are not state media or anything like that. Okay, I'm going off on a tangent though. Let's get back on track of this weekly recap. Okay, now today's game was unfortunately really, really terrible. So it started at 10-10, and Logan Gilbert was on the mound. It was against Pablo Lopez, Minnesota ace, who ended up shoving. He went 6 innings pitched, giving up 4 hits, 1 run. It was just that run was earned 10 strikeouts, 0 walks. Yeah, Pablo Lopez is legit. He's just like kind of fun to watch, honestly. Not against the Mariners, obviously, but like in the playoffs last year, watching him shove was just super cool. Logan Gilbert, though, like one of the worst starts in his career, honestly. 4 innings pitched, giving up 9 hits, 8 runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, 1 home run. 91 pitches. Season ERA up to 2.94. So he's still been really, really good on the year, but like, it's just for him. One thing that I was hoping for from Gilbert, and so far he's been extremely consistent. This is like his first definitively bad outing of the year. But just limiting, he would kind of have like one outing a month last year where he was definitively, shellacked. And that kind of, I hope that trend, he went all of April without that happening, to his credit. So hopefully, hopefully this is like a 1 or 2 outing thing, and hopefully this is the worst outing of the season for him. Edward Pizzardo, who was also recalled from AAA, he is healthy now. He was pitching in AAA. He pitched 2 innings, giving up a run, but he also had and 1 walk, but he also had 4 strikeouts. Dude's got filthy stuff, and he can go multiple innings. I'm thinking they had him pitch 35. They had him throw 35 pitches in 2 innings today, so I'm thinking he might be like in a long relief role, which he wasn't really last year. We haven't really had a long reliever in a while, like a definitive long reliever, but I think he might be in that role where he's only pitching like 2 or 3 times a week, but it's going to be multiple innings like every time. Tyson Miller also pitched 2 innings. That was only on 23 pitches though. And he gave up 2 runs. Only 1 was earned though. And then he gave up the home run. If we go to, also Edward Pizzardo only had 1 hard hit ball. I'm actually curious about what he threw, because he's got a filthy breaking ball. Filthy. 14 sliders. Threw more sliders than anything. Let's see. Slider got 3 swings, 2 whiffs. Dang, got 6 called strikes on the slider. That's really interesting. Also got 2 whiffs on the splitter. His splitter's like pretty filthy too. And then he's got 2 fastballs. So yeah. Fastball velo was going to be around 94. Not overpowering velo or anything like that, but yeah, he's got a filthy breaking ball. It has like ridiculous shape. The splitter is like a legitimate out pitch for him. I think it's not the type of out pitch though where he's getting a lot of whiffs. It's more like a soft contact ground ball machine type pitch. If we go to Tyson Miller, he threw 23 pitches, just 13 four-seamers, 10 sliders. Okay, let's go to Pablo Lopez, though, because now we've pitching, really unfortunate week. They've been excellent, but just not a great week for the pitching, kind of overall, not a great series for the pitching. Brian Wu is going to be coming back tomorrow, which I'll also talk about at the end of this episode. I am so excited. Brian Wu was one of my favorite Mariners, but yeah, I'll get into that. He will be starting tomorrow, so I'm going to talk about what I hope to see out of him. Just because I'm excited for his season debut. But if we go now, I'm going to shift the focus from the pitching for a little bit to the offense, because quite frankly, it was another frustrating week for the Mariners offense. If we go, I'm going to go to Fangraphs now, and we're going to pull up the weekly, or the live leaderboard. Batting. There we go. Batting. Come on. All right. All teams. Well, actually, no. Full season. Okay, live stats full season. That includes today. And then Mariners. Come on. Okay, there we go. All right, now No, it does not have to be qualified hitters. Let's just make it 40, I think. All right, so here we go. So Josh Rojas leads the team in WRC plus at 176. Cal Raleigh is at a 117 WRC plus in the season, only at a 209 batting average, but he is at a 298 OBP and 452 slug. He's just been like on an extra base hit tear recently, though. Still striking out 35% of the time, which is not great. But Rojas 176 WRC plus, I believe it's the highest WRC plus in the American League. Also leads the team in F4 at 1.4. I would bet that Josh Rojas is going to put up 3 F4. Like, I feel like there's about a 90% chance he's going to put up at least 3 F4 this year. And I think that there's a chance, I think there's probably like a 25% chance that he has a 4 F4 season, which is like bordering on all-star. Like, he might be an all-star if he continues this production. If we go down, Luis Arias is at a 111 WRC plus, only 0.3 F4, but he has also been great. Still striking out 30% of the time, but he has 3 home runs. He also hit his first non-extra base hit as a Mariner the other day, which is kind of funny. He had 3 home runs and 3 doubles to that point, I believe. Demo has been playing every day, and honestly, I feel like, so I kind of realized and I've always been of the opinion that, like, Dylan Moore is at his best when he's not playing every day, and like he's able to be, actually used in favorable matchups where he's mostly facing lefties or whatever. But there also is kind of a genuine argument where, like, he's looking like a more and more competent hitter. I think partially because he's playing every day. Like, I think just him getting regular ABs is like not a terrible thing. So he's been, more than adequate while JP Crawford's been out. He's at 0.4 F4, which is excellent. Like, he slightly minus defensive value, but he's basically been fine at shortstop. Not great, but like, a valiant replacement and backup effort for him. I'm not certain about it going forward, but like he's definitely been playing respectable defense there. If we go to Julio, so Mitch Garver is now up to an 88 WRC plus. It's not great, obviously, but like it's kind of improving. He's been hitting like definitively better over the last week. It won't be updated for today, but let me see. All right, let's go April 18th, I think. Let's pick a random date. Yeah, 108. Okay. Actually, I feel like it's like kind of been no. Yeah, it's like 114. Yeah, like he's been hitting better. Still striking out 34% of the time, which is not great. But yeah, the strikeouts though are still an issue, and we'll get into that. But I'm just looking at individuals right now, because it is still an unfortunate topic. Jorge Polanco is also striking out 31.6% of the time. It's not great. Mitch Haniger, striking out 30.2% of the time. That's really not ideal either. Haniger is kind of streaky, and he's been kind of on a cold stretch. The defense was kind of rough for a few days. Like, there were a really few days where it was really, really rough, but it's been better. Honestly, though, it's just kind of with Haniger, like, the availability I'm kind of just happy about. But, also, okay, France has kind of been brutal. I really, really hate to say it, but it's almost... It's looking like Ty France's time with the Mariners could be coming to an end unless, like, if he continues playing the way he has, because he also does not provide any value defensively or base running, and he's just not been hitting well. So it's really, really kind of a rough situation. He also does not slug a lot, which is like just kind of adds to it. If we go to the, it is kind of like funny, but also like not funny at all, that the Mariners have 3 hitters at an 88 WRC plus and 1 at 87. Julio's at an 88. Julio's kind of been hitting better recently. He had a 3-hit day yesterday, but not like notably better. K rate's down to 28.6%. I mean, at least it's not 30+% anymore. A .47 ISO though. I'm pretty sure that's like fourth lowest in the league. Like France has a higher ISO. But yeah, Luke Rayleigh. Okay, Luke Rayleigh is at a 76 WRC plus, but credit to Luke Rayleigh because he's genuinely been hitting better recently. I don't know if I know he had an RBI single today, the only RBI the Mariners got today. But yeah, credit to Luke Rayleigh because he's also been actually legitimately hitting more. Like he's been hitting like a minimum league average bat. I think even slightly more. Let's see. Yeah, Rayleigh had 2 hits today. Okay, so credit to Luke Rayleigh. He's been hitting better. Like I'm pretty sure he's batting like over 300, which I'm not like a big batting average fan, but like just to prove that his timing is there, which is and usually I don't cite batting average, but I believe he's batting like 300 over his last 25 or so plate appearances. Actually, let's look. Because with him for a little bit, it was clear, like his first few ABs, it was like, okay, maybe his timing's still not there. And he also did really struggle through spring training, so that's a big reason why, too. Okay, over his last 33 plate appearances, okay, 258, 303 on base, 355 slug, and this doesn't include today, 94 WRC plus. So yeah, he's been like a almost league average bat, 27% K rate, that's kind of fine, 6.1 walk percentage. He also had a key home run in Houston, which was exciting, his first of the year. If we go to, though, go back to the team leader, J.P. Crawford should be coming back. He has been swinging a bat in Arizona. Let's sort by F4, though. Julio is actually third in F4. Okay, so Josh Rojas leads the team at 1.4 F4. Cal Raleigh is in second at 1.0. Julio at 0.07. I mean, the thing with Julio is I feel like, he could hit like 3 home runs in, 4 days and his season WRC plus will be like back up to 110. But like, I want like, that kind of needs to happen sooner than later, and I would prefer it if it happened sooner than later. We know he's obviously capable, but yeah, it's just like it's not like he's like slugging very well right now. He's also like just whiffing on like pitches middle that are like he regularly just like would not miss at. Like he would just jump on, and it's almost like I don't know if it's that he's like not ready for them. It's just I think he almost just kind of been like started to become like pitched so much tougher that like he just is not like expecting those pitches to be there. It will like take him by surprise when a breaking ball ends up middle, but it's also like I would really just prefer if it like he actually just hammers it 412 feet to left field. But that kind of thing. Again, though, he had 3 hits the other day. Let's see. Still providing plenty of defense, though, in base running and defensively, I should note. He's up to, 9 stolen bases, a team leading 9 stolen bases. So that's a fine. That's a good aspect. So yeah, over 3 with a walk. Okay, he did have 2 strikeouts, but also a walk. Okay, yeah. Rojas went 1 for 3 with a strikeout. Let's see. One thing that was interesting though that I did want to point out though, that kind of really I think came back to like hurt the Twins on that Tuesday win where the Mariners came back in that incredible, crazy fashion. Well, not crazy, but like off the pinch hit grand slam, that was pretty crazy and incredible. The comeback, they were only down by 4-2 at a point, so not that crazy. But the Twins actually used their platoons in the 5th inning, both of their platoons, or like their go-to platoons in Kyle Farmer and Manuel Margot, like immediately, and that really hurt them. And those are their platoons against left-handed pitching for Gabe Spire, who I believe only pitched an inning. we talked about it earlier, but that was, I felt, oh, 2/3 of an inning. Yeah, he can only pitch 2/3 of an inning. And they ended up staying in the game the rest of the game, and I don't think they got a hit. Well, Kyle Farmer got a hit, but Manuel Margot did not end up getting a hit. So, and actually Kyle Farmer ended up getting on base 2 out of 3 times. But that was, it definitely, I thought, hurt them that the Twins ended up, employing or deploying their platoons in the 5th inning. The Mariners had another lefty in the bullpen, which they did face, but yeah, no, that was kind of puzzling. And I'm all for like switching out platoons, and it is kind of nice actually when I know like it's good for like Cal to have a full off day, but I'm sure it also is kind of nice that Service knows he has that weapon on the bench. So yeah, and Cal's been so hot recently, but moving on to the next part, I want to talk about. Well, actually, let's go team stats. Yeah, team stats, and we'll do. So also though, one of the things is the Mariners. So I talked about last week how the Mariners are like middle of the pack or worse in all of the in O swing percentage, in pitch level data, also in O swing percentage. They are like middle of the pack or slightly worse in called strikes percentage. They're slightly worse in whiff percentage, slightly worse in league average in whiff percentage. Like, it doesn't really make sense how they're just straight up worst in K percentage in the league. Well, it has come to my attention that they are first in foul percentage when they are ahead in counts. And that could be a major reason why they are striking out so much. When they're ahead 2-1 in the count and they get a fastball, they will just foul it off. They don't hit it, unfortunately, in play. And that's really, really been kind of exacerbating the strikeout problem. And that's a category where they're first in the league. And that kind of is the piece of the strikeout question, a piece of that puzzle that kind of makes sense, unfortunately. If we go, though, they are unfortunately still leading the league in K percentage at 28.7%. Wow, Houston's at 30th. Houston has a team offense of 112 WRC plus. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, the Mariners offense, though, is, I guess, up to a 96 WRC plus. Let's see where that ranks. I don't even know where that ranks team wide. Let's see. I haven't checked in a few days. Okay, so yeah, that's 22nd. It's not even that great. Okay. That's still not optimal. It's like getting close to league average, but and generally with this pitching staff, like, I guess with this pitching staff, it's been said before, I'll say it again. With this pitching staff, all you need is a slightly above league average offense, like a 105 WRC plus or 108 team WRC plus. It's really great. Now I want to talk about some like kind of team peripheral though. And this is through the Robert Orr Shiny app. So thank you to him and credit to him for this great resource. I recommend you check it out. It has stats like Seager, which he made it himself. It also has stats like pulled fly ball percentage, 90th percentile EV. It's updated daily, and like pulled fly ball percentage, 90th percentile EV, and like Seager are some of my most important stats, particularly 90th percentile EV. That's like one of my most valued stats. So yeah, let's go to team. Actually, let's sort by team. Team hitting. Okay, here we go. So 90th percentile team. Let's see. Mariners are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So ninth in team 90th percentile EV. If we go to Seager, they're 4th in Seager. That's actually kind of notable, I think. I think they are attacking the right pitches. Also, okay, Jorge Polanco, actually, I just want to say this really quick, and this is credit to Driveline Baseball for this. They have a swing decision model. Jorge Polanco has been striking out over 40% of the time, I believe, or over 30% of the time, and he also has been he's been walking like only like only slightly over 10% of the time. Like but anyway, I believe he's 7th overall in their swing decisions model. So I believe expect better, like, or his swing decisions have been good quality, and I expect better results from him. And that's on Polanco specifically. So there's my hope, little bit of hope about Jorge Polanco, not hope about Jorge Polanco is that his swing decisions are good quality, because they are. They have been so far. And so hopefully, he'll start getting better results. If we go to, though, team chase percentage, well, actually, that's just O-swing percentage. Contact over expected percentage. Let's see this. This is really interesting. Wow. Like, one of the worst, I think, 24th. So, at 0.1% over expected. Yeah, one of the worst teams. If we go to, whiff versus secondaries percentage, this is going to be, 4th highest whiff versus secondaries percentage. That is really not great. And like, it's possible to have a high-powered offense. Atlanta, although a lot of Atlanta stars have been struggling, but you can still have a high. Now, it's not like impossible to have a high-powered offense. Actually, Seattle and Atlanta are tied. It's possible to have a high-powered offense and whiff versus secondaries, but it's kind of I'd say a frustrating sign. Z contact percentage, though, Mariners are 9th in. Wait, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, they're 8th. 8th in Z contact, in zone contact percentage, though. Damage per batted ball event. One of the highest in baseball. That's kind of notable, but how many batted balls do they have? Batted ball events do they have? 2nd lowest. That's really not good. 2nd lowest times putting the ball in play. That's just, that's really not great. And that partially makes sense why the K percentage is so high. They're just not putting the ball in play. If we go to individual, though, not. There we go. Okay. Mariners. No, wait, I forgot. It's just C. There we go. Whoops. Okay. 90th percentile. Who leads the team? Whoa. Okay. I don't know if this is bad, or like this might point to some Josh Rojas regression. I hope it doesn't, but actually Rojas, I believe, is last in 90th percentile EV on the team right now. Let me go to maybe 15 batted ball events for Zavala, to include Zavala, but wait, Clase had 18 batted ball events? Okay. It's still 2nd lowest in the team, though. That's kind of, I hope that's not indicative, though, of like incoming regression, though, because like if we go to Seager, Rojas has been good. If we go to hittable pitch take percentage, this is interesting. Julio, look at that, 29.9% hittable pitch percentage taken. That is like just really, really not great. Oh, wait, no, actually, it's one of the worst in the team. Okay, I was sorted by. Okay, Zavala is at 49%. Okay, so Julio actually he's not taking that many pitches. He's just, like, I don't know. That makes sense, though, because he's most definitely an aggressive hitter. If we go to the individual chase percentage, though, Rayleigh's first, Zavala, Urias, Canzone, Julio. Julio's at a 37.5% chase percentage. That's not great. If we go to whiff versus secondaries percentage, this is interesting. Urias has the lowest whiff versus secondaries. Demo does not whiff against secondaries very much as well. Rojas is not whiffing against secondaries. Cal is. Julio kind of is. Rayleigh is. Polanco is. If we go to the batted ball events, okay, this is interesting. Who has the most batted ball events in the team? Julio, okay? 90th percentile EV. Let's check first. It's Canzone still. Okay, Julio is up to a 107.7. Cal 106.6. France at 105.9. Like, yeah, France has had some kind of batted ball bad luck, I would say. Some data that's indicative of bad luck. Also, though, Canzone coming back will definitely help the offense. If we go to pulled fly ball percentage, Zavala's in first on that tiny sample. Julio at 5.9. It was like 4.7 a week ago, but I believe he might hit one or two more, but over the past week. But it's got to be better, like for him to be pulling the ball and punishing it. For him to slug, he needs to be pulling the ball and just elevating it and hitting it hard. And for him to do really any type of slugging damage, which we saw his ISO is 0.47. It makes sense why his ISO is kind of makes sense why his ISO is 0.47 when he has a or 0.047 point. Yeah, 0.47. Okay, no, 47.47. Okay, it makes sense that his ISO is 0.47 when his pull fly ball percentage is that low. Contact over expected. But yeah, okay. I think that's going to be it. Okay, I'm going to talk about just a little bit about the minor leagues really quick. Logan Evans. So Hancock is now optioned to AAA. Logan Evans, if you are unfamiliar, he was drafted by the Mariners in the 12th round last year out of Pittsburgh University. He had uninspiring, not relatively, I'll be honest, uninspiring college statistics, but the Mariners obviously liked what they've seen, or liked what they saw. He has now pitched 28 and a third innings, or actually he pitched nearly 15 scoreless innings last year in the Complex League and then A-ball, just in short instances though. And then he was named the opening day starter for the Arkansas Travelers, just one stop away from the major leagues. The Mariners completely skipped over High A, and he made huge improvements over the spring. And he also was like the hardest thrower at the Mariners gas camp, or shove camp, it's called. And so, yeah, he has now. He has a 1.57 ERA, 4.57 FIP, 4.93 xFIP. That's not great, but he also, like, over his last few outings, if we go to game log, he did not strike out a whole lot. His first few outings, just like 3 Ks over his first few outings, but in his most 2 out of the 3 outings, so 8 Ks last outing and then 1 strikeout outing before that, or 8 Ks 2 outings ago, 1 strikeout last outing. Or 2 outings ago, and then 9 strikeouts last outing. So career high last outing, 6 innings pitched, only gave up 1 hit, 0 runs, 0 earned, just 1 hit by pitch. That was just 2 base runners, 20 batters faced. Before that, he gave up 3 hits, and 4 runs. Although only 1 of those runs was earned, gave up 3 walks. So he kind of struggled with command a little bit at, I believe, a 9.3% walk percentage and only a 20% K rate, but I believe the Ks are also coming. He kind of has a full arsenal, and his fastball has been up to like 96, 97 this year, so that's really, really exciting. It was like 92, 93 when the Mariners drafted him. So yeah, the 1.57 ERA, that's really, really shiny. I'm not sure if that's exactly his talent level, but he also has quickly progressed, and he throws the kitchen sink. He has 2 reliable breaking balls that he can throw to both hitters, or he has a reliable breaking ball he can throw to each hitter, and then he also has a cutter he can throw to lefties. Like he has a lot of options. He also has like a usable changeup. So there's a sinker. There's stuff to like there. And primary sinker fastball. He does not get a lot of whiffs on it, though. He gets a majority of the whiffs on the breaking balls, and I believe like almost all the strikeouts he's gotten, except for maybe 1 or 2, have been on the breaking balls. So the breaking balls are definitely dominating the AA hitters, but it's interesting to see. But getting back to the main point that I'm trying to make about Logan Evans, I believe that he could be the Mariners are obviously AA is only 1 stop away. They called up Kirby, Miller, Wu, all from Hancock, all directly from AA. So I believe Evans is likely to be the next pitcher who's directly called up from AA, and he could be ready to be called up as soon as July, and it really depends. Hopefully there's not an injury, but I feel like it's an inevitability that there will be a starting pitcher injury, and so yeah, he could honestly be ahead of Hancock. Hancock was sent to AAA, which the Mariners have shown that they really, really only they really like a lot of their top pitching prospects to go to AA. and kind of stay there. So I'm not sure if I believe they still think Hancock, they still definitely believe Hancock has an MLB future, but they're obviously, not as concerned. It might also be they want to give him a challenge in AAA because it actually is just such a challenge for pitchers to pitch well there. But yeah, that's about it. Also, I'm excited for Wu. He's looked good in his few rehab starts with the Rainiers. I don't believe he's given up a single run. He went like 5 perfect innings last week. Also made a ridiculous throw. I watched it. He made a ridiculous throw against the Reds last year as well. Dude's like a ridiculous athlete. So I'm excited to see him tomorrow. I will be at the game. So yeah, I'm excited for that. But yeah, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, evening, night. Thank you all so much for watching. And yeah, peace. Go Mariners.